What up, dreamers? Welcome to my channel, Art of a Dreamer. My name is Brendan. I'm an artist from the San Francisco Bay Area, and I made this channel to share my love and passion for drawing and art, and share some tutorials and tips for aspiring artists. Alright, so for today's drawing of Naruto, I figured we use a reference photo for the pose. So I'm going to use this drawing of Goku right here, just because I really like the pose. This is a kind of good exercise if you have trouble coming up with dynamic poses. And if you're struggling with that, you can use an existing image like this that has a really good dynamic pose. Alright, so what I like to do first, I like to just do a rough sketch. So I'm using just a regular pencil. It's like janky, but I like to do these rough sketches with a dull pencil because it just makes sure it forces me to not focus on the little details too early on in the drawing. For beginner artists, they try to go straight to the final image. They try to draw the final image without building the foundation first. But when I draw, I try to think of an image slowly coming into focus. So it has to start off blurry, right? Like you barely see what the image is, but you slowly start shifting away until it comes into focus, and then you can do the details at the end. So that's good. With every pass, I kind of take an eraser, and the information is still there that you need. Just kind of clean things up a little bit. Okay. So on the second pass, now you want to go into a little bit more detail and kind of flush things out. Just think of these body parts. Don't think of them as body parts. It'll mess you up. Think of them as just shapes, circles and little cylinders, right? Circles for the joints, cylinders for the limbs. That's pretty good for the second pass. With each pass, you want to kind of take a look at your drawing and try to find any mistakes that might be there with proportion or perspective or anatomy. You really want to catch these mistakes now instead of later when you're trying to do details. It would be really hard to fix. I'm gonna move this. Kind of stretch out that leg more. Kind of give it a little bit more action here. You know what? Also, this knee should be. I feel like if it was higher like that, gives it a little bit more. It's a little bit more dynamic. Like he's really running. He's driving that knee forward. Stretch his back leg out like he's, you want to try to convey action and movement. At this point, I'm just gonna zoom out, try to spot any mistakes. I think this chest is a little big. See, Goku has Goku is a lot more jacked than Naruto. So using that initial image, I kind of made his chest really big. So you have to make these adjustments. Naruto's obviously skinnier. The pose is still there, but you're gonna have to adjust some of these proportions. Alright, how does that look? I think this leg is looking a little bit short. So I usually start with the face when I ink. Start with the eyes. So these lines right here, these can get tricky. Lines in the bottom of a shoe or something, anything like that. Just make sure that they're following the same perspective as everything else. Since that foot, if this foot is kind of in this perspective, yeah, those lines in the shoe should follow that. It makes your drawing, it makes such a big difference if you can get that right. Because if this was wrong, it's like, it's not like a big deal, not super noticeable, but it feels, something feels off, right? Alright, let's do this. Alright. So now I'm going to spot blacks. Let's see. So you've got the line work. And it looks pretty good, but you need black because this is way too much. It's way too much white. You need more balance between black and white for more contrast. So let's just go in here. I'm going to use this. So, see, I could have left it and tried to color it gray, but I like this kind of manga look. Obviously manga is black and white, so they have to draw things a little differently. So characters that normally have certain colors in their outfits or the clothes, they might be blacked out in manga because they have to create contrast without color, create dark and light values without color. And a perfect example is this Goku drawing that I use as a reference. I mean, his undershirt is, if you watch the anime, you know it's blue. But if they didn't, they obviously can't color it blue in the manga. But they can't leave it white either, because it just doesn't look good. It's not enough contrast. So it's black and white, so it's black. But I kind of like this look. I like this contrast, this kind of manga comic book look. Drawing is pretty much, it's almost there. What I like to do is I like to go in with accents. This is kind of my thing, that personal preference. So for me, accents are kind of like just little darken little areas, just to give it a little bit more variety. So it's not just black and white. It's not just solid black and line work. You can have a little bit of, I'll just show you what I'm talking about. So, like I would go here and just go, just like that. I mean, it's not much, it's really subtle, but I mean, it's giving the impression of a shadow under that fold of fabric right here. You know? Just little accents. For a variety of line weight, you know. If this line weight is too constant and too consistent, it's not, it doesn't look that great. It's better to have, or in my opinion, it's better to have this variety of thicknesses here. Just to kind of emphasize kind of a light source, right? Because when I color this, the light source will probably be from the top. So just having these little accents will help reinforce that there is a light coming from somewhere. Right? It's really subtle. You don't have to do too much of this, but it does make a big difference, I think. Probably should not have done that on the nose, but whatever. Under the ear, I like doing that. A little shadow under the ear. Makes it pop more, you know. Makes it gives like depth, gives dimension to it. Like things are, gives the illusion of things being in front of other things. Like this leg is in front of that one, so you're gonna have a little accent there, just to reinforce it. And you know, this is not really how Naruto is drawn by Kishimoto, but it's my own take on it. And eventually your goal should be to find your own style and find your own techniques that you like and borrow from a lot of different artists. Borrow or steal. I mean, every artist steals. Every great artist has stolen from their idols, their teachers and role models. It's the thing about art. It's just a cycle of inspiration. People are inspired by the artists before them, take their work, steal their techniques, and put it together and make something that's their own. What can be said about music, sports, right? I mean, look at Kobe and Michael Jordan, right? It's like he learned everything from MJ, but he learned from others as well. He created his own game, and now all the athletes in the NBA now are huge Kobe fans and learned everything from Kobe. It's just an endless cycle. It's really cool. So I just try to find my style and borrow from all my favorite artists. And that's what you all should be doing. I do plan on coloring this drawing. That'll probably be in my next video. I'm gonna scan this and do another tutorial on coloring this in Photoshop. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the support. It means a lot to me. If you can share this video, subscribe, like the video, it would help me out a lot. Thanks again for watching. This is Brendan from Art of a Dreamer. And remember, big dreams and little steps will take you wherever you want to go. See ya.